Welcome to the Proud Bird. Welcome to the February 2022 URW Advanced Network event. We're here today to really share information, share resources, and effectively, this group is going to look to raise the tide for the entire community to raise all boats. So there's going to be 2 panel discussions, as well as some bonus information at the very end as far as how everyone in this room can get engaged or can become more engaged than you already are. And our goal is to meet you wherever you are in your journey and help you take the next step. Before we kick off today, I want to get some remarks from a couple of our guests here. And I'm going to start off with Executive Vice President Mike Salzman from URW Airports. Mike.
All right, thank you, Chris. Welcome, everyone. Great to see a lot of familiar faces. It is really amazing to think of the journey we've all been on over the last 2 years, right? From actually being right here or next door at an event to just a few months later, going through this crisis that has really impacted all of us, right? But particularly small business owners like yourselves in a really, really unique way. And I see this day as sort of almost a relaunch, right, of this amazing program that predated my participation in the company, but I will tell you from a personal standpoint is incredibly meaningful to me. And the reason is really quite simple. As Chris said, it's this is an amazing event. We're going to have a lot of great conversation, but it's the results that matter. And I will tell you, I see individuals in this room who have been a part of this family, who are ascending, who are becoming principal owners in our programs and in other programs, right? And so just the fact that we can have some small piece of that and maybe help this group learn and teach each other, frankly, to get through all of the processes, all of the financing, all of the difficult challenges that it takes to get to an amazing commercial outcome. And really, that's what we're all here for. But this forum, to me, just is an amazing opportunity, and it's something that I will just tell you from my personal standpoint and from the company's standpoint is essential to our mission. So I thank you all for joining us today. I want to thank Chris and Amy, and who else am I missing? Joshua. So many people who helped put this together, and of course our esteemed panelists who you'll meet in just a minute. It's going to be an awesome day, and can't wait to catch up and grab a few drinks with everybody a little bit later. And Greg, I apologize, I forgot my green jacket at home, but next year. Chris?
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. That kind of looks like a PGA jacket. I'm not sure if you won the tour or congratulations to you. Your first Hall of Fame, I don't know. But want to get back into the event and continue welcoming everyone here and show you or explain a bit more about some of the content we're going to look to share with you. So I mentioned there's going to be panel discussions today, 2 panel discussions, the first of which is going to be the power of partnership. And we're going to talk about what it means to partner. We're going to talk about how partnerships can be mutually beneficial to more than just 2 parties. Could be 3 parties, could be 4. We're going to talk about and really start to scratch the surface on architecture, engineering, and construction as well. That's a focus not only within URW and our partners at LAWA, but also our partners at AMAC this year are very focused on that, so the timing could not be much better. That said, we have one other guest I'd like to bring up for remarks before we start to get into our panel discussions. So would like to bring up Ms. Ebony Wimbush, CEO and President of AMAC, please, to speak.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Chris did this little huddle up with the panelists up there, and man, he has me fired up. He does. I am excited to be here. in this moment. Although I tell you, coming from Washington, D.C., I really was looking for 80 degree and sunny. So I am not sure about the weather here. I think I've brought some of the cold weather from Washington, D.C. It is snowing there right now, so I guess, whatever it is here, 60 degrees and sunny is not bad. But, to honor Black History Month, I'm excited to be here in this room, right, the Tuskegee room. My love for aviation started really early on. I actually am a graduate of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And prior to that, like many of you, we get exposed to things. And I was exposed to aviation by my mom. She was in the aviation industry. She was a flight attendant and had the honor and privilege to attend Tuskegee University and learn under a Tuskegee Airman, Chief Anderson, who some of you may know as the Black Godfather of aviation. He flew at Eleanor Roosevelt. So in this moment, on this day in February, I'm really happy to be here. So I'll start with thanking Chris and URW really for their leadership. This is a critical opportunity to have conversation, to share resources, to learn from each other. It's an exciting moment in the history of investing in airports and expanding. And so the fact that you're here says a lot about you. I want to thank LAWA. So LAWA was AMAC's last host sponsor for our annual conference in 2019. And it has gone in the record books as the best conference ever. Clearly, some of the people in the room have something to do with that. But why? I'm going to tell you a lot more about AMAC. It was the content that was brought forth to business owners. It was the opportunity to network and really understand what real contracting opportunities exist, not just here at LAWA, but with our airport partners. It was opportunity to network and engage, and to boot, they had opening reception that I'm not sure if we'll beat with Dougie Fresh. So our annual conference is in Chicago this year. Our host sponsor is Chicago Aviation, or Department of Aviation, and the Commissioner Jamie Rhee. Her whole motto is about beating LA. So so we're looking forward. But before I get into a little bit more about AMAC, I want to introduce and recognize two people here in the room. First, Michael Washington. So Michael Washington is AMAC's board of director and your regional director. And I want to introduce another board member, Greg Plummer. Greg has taken off his beautiful coat, but listen, I was with Greg about a month ago in Denver, and that coat was the hit of Denver, I'm telling you. But Greg is a board of directors on AMAC's foundation, and a really important part of AMAC's mission and advancing that mission. And then raise your hand if you're a member of AMAC. All right, thank you. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. So I'll start with level setting, since some of you are not familiar probably with AMAC. AMAC is the only national nonprofit focused on the advancement of women and minorities in the aviation space, not just for contracting, but also for employment opportunities, and both missions are critical, right? Having diversity in employment becomes a multiplier effect. Their diverse perspectives come forward, diverse ideas come forward, and reach into the community. And so we really have been focused solely on the advancement of minorities and women in this space. Our vision is lofty. Our vision is around creating economic equity, access, and wealth for minorities and women in aviation industry. Though it's lofty, yes, I'll clap for that. Let me tell you, it's been achieved. We have so much more to do, but in some circumstances, it's been achieved. February 16th, Representative Congresswoman Nikema Williams from Georgia and the Georgia delegation, and then Senator John Ossoff, he put forward and she put forward resolutions in the House and the Senate recognizing the contributions, the significant contributions of Black aviation professionals, recognizing the significant contribution of organizations that support the aviation industry, and AMAC was one of those organizations. But a little story, because I think it's really important. In the 80s, there was a young mayor by the name of Maynard Jackson. Maynard Jackson came into office, and he had this opportunity that is somewhat like we are today. He had the opportunity to expand Atlanta's airport, which has made it one of the busiest airports in the country, certainly. But he decided that the community that he served had to be a part of that expansion, and business owners had to be a part of that expansion. And in doing so, he partnered with the community, he partnered with corporations, and he lifted and elevated business owners and really created scores of Black millionaires in Atlanta. Black business owners who now participate not just in Atlanta. The FAA actually recognized what he did in the diversity initiative as a model to carry across the country. Some of those things, some of those efforts and programs have been implemented in places like Dallas, Fort Worth, creating scores of Latino millionaires. Some of the same things have been done here in LA, but we have a great opportunity to do some of the same things here in this moment, in this time, with the investment in infrastructure by this administration. So AMAC's members, right? AMAC's members are airports. You saw some of the folks from LAWA raise their hand. They are corporations like URW, who I have to thank again for all of the support, not just for inviting me here, but they're one of our corporate sponsors. Our members are businesses, business owners like you, right? Minority and women-owned businesses. We have one thing in common. We have many things in common, but the central thing that we have in common is really focused around our deep commitment. I want to say that again, our deep commitment to having minorities and women participate in this space, in this multi-billion-dollar industry. So, you know, why is that important, and what do we do, and how do we do it? We do it with educating, with outreach events. We have programming that we do throughout the year on a regional basis, but also we host an annual conference. This year will be in Chicago. Some of the information was on the table. We do it with networking and really making sure that we're matching our primes up with minority-owned businesses, both on the concession side and the DBEs. We do it with, again, advocacy. So, you know, at the start of our organization was born really focused on advocacy first, so that participation happens. We are actually at another critical point in the advocacy journey, in particular for concessionaires. The FAA will open up, they'll open up a notice of proposed rulemaking, specifically focused on the ACDBE program. And AMAC will be advocating for changes in that program that support you. It is important not that we just advocate or nationally, but that we have the support of our local members, talking to your local Congress people to advocate on the behalf of us. It is a critical part of what we do in this time. We don't know what the administration is going to look like in 3 years. I can tell you that this administration is focused on increasing minority participation by 50%. And so this is the moment to make those changes that support businesses. In terms of talking about some of the things that the administration has done. And, you know, I've talked and I've said, it again, this being a critical moment for our organization, a critical moment for you. It's also due to what I'm sure all of you have heard, the bipartisan infrastructure law, right? $20 billion going toward airports. I think in California, I think the number is $1.5 billion to all of the airports in California. And Amber will tell you exactly how much is coming to LAWA, so I won't steal her thunder. But we are diligently working on behalf of our members to have you participate in this generational opportunity. It is what fuels me each and every day. It is why, you know, Chris invited me, and you know, I'm only here in the job 3 months, and I've been to a lot of cities. In fact, in 4 days, I started up in Oakland and then went to San Jose, and yesterday I was in San Diego. But coming here to LA was critical because this opportunity to get your businesses involved in this industry is really important for you. It's really important for your families and generations to come. And so we will be a resource for you. Again, information on the table. We have an economic opportunity and policy forum coming up in March in Washington, D.C. We'll have airports from all over the country. They're talking about some of the opportunities at their airport. In Chicago, we have a 3-day conference with loads of content in terms of building capacity, in terms of opportunities. LAWA, we know, will represent and be there. We'll be doing great things in the community with the foundation, really lifting up and getting ready for that next generation of aviation professionals. So Greg and that foundation team, they will be kicking off some community events, including Project Lift, and working with the school system. We'll be celebrating women in aviation. In fact, Greg is leading that. That's his baby. So he has said that's going to be the best event ever. So I'm looking for that, Greg. But we'll be here, myself, Greg, Michael, we'll be here, you know, throughout the event. Please feel free to introduce yourself. I'll be making my way around trying to introduce myself. Those of you that raise your hands, that are AMAC members, raise your hands one more time, please. Again, thank you, but also reach out to them. Talk to them about their AMAC journey and how it's been beneficial. Again, thank you, URW, and I'm going to bring Chris back up.